What's up, everybody? You are tuned into the Elks Call with the Elks Herd. My name is Scout, aka the rep from Section X.
And I'm Catherine, aka Do You Even Elks?
And today, our special guest is Coach Phil, aspiring teacher and football coach by day and YouTube content creator that specializes in CFL content by night. Coach Phil, thank you so much for joining us today.
I didn't really have a choice. I made a promise and I was going to keep it.
No choice here. You were forced.
No, exactly. Well, I mean, we saw you at on the sidelines there after that last Edmonton Elks loss. You in Edmonton? How the heck did that happen? And how was your trip?
So the trip was amazing. I had a great time. Other than the doggone construction everywhere from 134, 134th over to 132nd, all up the street by the elementary school, getting up, man. Y'all could have told me that shit. That was frustrating in itself, but I survived. But it kind of happened spur of the moment type thing. So I think it was when I think Banjo Bowl or like the week after that or so. I got a pretty good relationship with G. Roy Simon, and he commented on one of my tweets. And he was like Edmonton next, and so I was like, oh,
Nice.
the boss wants me to come up there. So we talked about it and had a good conversation and made it happen. It was just luck of the draw. Cause I didn't really I wanted to come up to Edmonton, but I just didn't know how I was gonna make it work. It was such a tight window. Like, how could I pull this off? And luckily it was the last home game. So I
Yeah.
was like, all right, I gotta pull up. And they wanted me to come to Calgary that Friday night when I flew in and drive up after I did my stuff with the Elks. And then I was like, damn, I don't think I can do that. It's like 2.5, 3 hour drive. I was like, all right, I'll get Calgary next season. So
Yeah,
that's how it
That's
worked.
nobody cares about Calgary anyway, so
yeah.
it's that's
You
just
said that. I said nothing of that nature.
Oh.
uh
No, there's, we're gonna get to the herd chat in a bit, but Steve did say construction is everywhere in Edmonton. The way I'm gonna put it is, we have two seasons. It's
yeah.
winter and it's construction season.
And even in winter you will see construction. So it's just year round, and unfortunate that you had to see that. But
Yeah,
hopefully you did have a great time. It sounds like you had a great time. So
I had a great time. We'll get into it.
yeah. No,
yeah.
we'll definitely chat about it. We got a stack show today. First off, thank you so much to everybody for tuning in tonight and listening on Edmonton Sports Talk on Friday nights and wherever you listen to your podcast. All right, so for today's episode of the Elks Call, we're going to go over that last Edmonton Elks versus Alouettes game, 35, 21, 22, somewhere in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it was really, really nasty loss, unfortunately. And then we're going to talk about that upcoming Elks versus Bombers game, David versus Goliath. Uh, Following that, we're going to open up our fan forum where we talk about hot topics surrounding Edmonton, the Elks, and the CFL. Um, be sure to blow up the herd chat uh, throughout the show, and we will definitely bring your questions and comments on to the show.
Yeah. Well, let's get right into it. We'll start talking about the last game, of course, which was the last home game of the season on October 14th, which was the Elks versus the Alouettes. And we'll do a quarter by quarter and then talk about just share our thoughts as we go through this. So, I mean, we had a great start to the game. The TSN highlights mentioned that the Alouettes defense had not allowed a single point in the first quarter for the last three games. So we knew exactly that we needed to push offensively to get some movement here. And we did see that with Ford and Brown having a solid couple of runs for first downs. And of course, then Kyron Moore running it in for that first touchdown of the game. You know, after that, in return, the Alouettes did get close enough for a field goal, getting their first 3 points of the board. But we did see the next big play, which was Ford throwing long to Cobb, which once again kind of reinforces that chemistry that we have seen between those two, right? And it allowed us to come into second and inches position, and then Cornelius runs in wide right for a touchdown. So, I mean, this is the sixth rushing touchdown of the season for Cornelius. So clearly the change was,
doing
it
something,
made
yeah.
sense. So what were your thoughts here? After the first, we had a really good start. We see another touchdown, a couple of touchdowns right off the get-go. Well, where were you here, Phil?
Well, what I saw was they were trying to jump out the gate early. I think they were trying to attack the blitzes that were coming from Montreal, because Montreal to me still has, like, other than BC and what Ryan Phillips is doing. I love what Ryan Phillips is doing in BC. I'll always give credit there. Montreal's defense is so hot right now. It's white hot. And that blitz pressure coming off the D with the DBs off the edge with Stubblefield and Beverett and all different guys. It's tough because they're quick and they can get outside and they're gonna make a play on you. But Trey, give credit to Trey and also to Kevin. Kevin, that damn hurdle over 3 people,
So
Yes.
good.
amazing. I said in my video, if he would have stuck the landing because he was
Did.
so close.
Oh, he did stick the landing, but he was tackled
Yeah,
right
I
away.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
but even like just
Yeah, if he would have got away though.
Yeah, no, that would have.
yes. I was so mad. I was like, man, but they were consistent, and then they mixed up the plays. They added some jet sweeps in there. They got Kyron Moore the ball. They moved Geno around, not just in the first quarter, but all game. They moved him around and got him in positions to where he could attack them. The pressure's coming. So find us, whether it's a spot route, whether it's an out route, in a dig, whatever the case may be, he was open and they got him the ball. High, low, good position with the ball placement, really good. Only thing I was concerned about was, like, would they get away from their run game? That was the only thing you could have different creative plays to run the ball with sweeps and counters and different things. But when you have a running back like Kevin Brown, Kevin can actually do more than just run it up the gut. He can bounce outside. He can make plays. He's shown it the last 3-4 weeks. He's capable of just more than dive plays and draw, and delayed draws and stuff like that. So first quarter, pretty solid from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, and I would agree. It was nice to see, both sides of the ball were actually playing really good in that first quarter. Like the Elks looked very, very complete. Then obviously as the game went on, and Kathy, I know that you're gonna talk about this here momentarily, but we went hard. I mean, I didn't really have to blow my lip off at all on the Trump. Uh, the stadium was happy. Everybody was happy. Everything was good.
It was
For
a
one
solid
quarter.
start.
It was a solid
start.
quarter. A solid quarter. Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean the hurt chat's already talking about it, so I'll let you continue.
Well, yes, I mean, coming in with to the second quarter, of course, we had a good start, with a couple of nice receptions by Geno Lewis, as you mentioned that he was, being moved around. And then we all paused for that sack on Ford. Poor guy though. He gets thrown around like a rag doll. I have seen some pretty solid hits
Oh, that
on
one
Ford this
tackle though, where
season.
it was like almost like a suplex. They
Yeah, well,
almost
no,
suplexed
yeah,
him
no,
there.
well,
Yeah.
even this one, right? You got thrown over. That
Oh,
we were waiting for the penalty to be called, but nothing, right? So,
Right.
but poor guy, he's definitely got taking some hits there. Um, and then of course on the second, just like you mentioned, Brown, little but mighty. So
eh,
that's you're hurdling over 3 players, landing, getting tackled. It was a fantastic run. We were right there. We were
yeah.
on section X. We saw it right in front of us. We jumped off of our seats, just yelling and screaming, pointing at him to see if everybody saw that. Right? And the excitement just kept increasing with more running it in for his second touchdown of the game.
Mhm.
Jake Seresna, just
Mm.
added another notch on his or sack to his belt,
Yeah.
and it was good. Then of course, the last 3 minutes of the second quarter happened. 3 minutes with a touchdown for the Alouettes, followed by yet another touchdown by the Alouettes, thanks to that sad turnover we all saw and hated. Um, oh yes, another fumble and a missed field goal by Faithful, leading to a missed field goal return touchdown. So, I mean, what if what a few ways to blow a lead, hey? I mean, I feel like at that point, just talking about it, it makes me angry because how can so much go wrong in 3 minutes? What's give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts at this point.
It took me back to Trey's first start against Winnipeg. Very similar situation. Very, very similar situation when you're playing a veteran team with Montreal. They've seen a lot of different things. They're still young in a way, but they're not Winnipeg veteran tested. You know what I'm saying? And we remember that Winnipeg game, that last 3 minutes of that last 2-3 minutes of the third quarter when it was just penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty, and they were shooting themselves in the foot like Cheddar Bob in 8 Mile. It was bad. It was terrible. I mean, it cracked me up because I'm watching it. I was in section S and I was front row, and Sean Levin, me and Sean are really cool. He looked at me and I'm just like, and I had my arms up and I was like, what the hell? And he gave me the head nod, like, yeah.
For 3 minutes straight, just what the hell?
I was like, what the hell? So, and I still got a picture of it and I posted it. And I was like, the hell? Like, what happened? But I say that to say, like, there are moments with the Elks where if you're a bad team, we've normalized it. We've normalized, like, all right, you're a shitty team, like, whatever. The Elks are not a shitty team. They are learning. They are learning how to play 4 quarters of complete football on all 3 levels of the game. There are games where you can play 2 out of 3 of the levels and sneak away a win. But if you want to assert your dominance, you have to play all 3 and play all 4 quarters. And you can't waste 3 minutes like that. It was back to back to back possessions of just, you got to learn. You got to learn from losing. And they're learning now. It's going to be scary. They're going to be a scary team. And I was talking with Gino about, like, y'all going to be scary. When y'all put it together and put pen to paper and all that jargon, they're going to be scary. It's going to be good old times for y'all because y'all been waiting on it.
Praying for it. And I mean, it's interesting because Jamin is one of our friends, a good friend of the herd, and he swung by. You know, we after the game, we high-fived all the players as they went back to the locker room, and then we saw you right after. And in that process, we ran into Jamin, and he's like, I've never seen that before in my life. Like, what the heck is that? And like he's right by all the players. He's you know, in his civvies there. And yeah, he just looks at us and he's like, what the heck was that? And we're like, we don't know. I've never seen a game swing that hard and that fast within 3 minutes. And when, you know, all the players, everybody is as shocked as everybody else. And the Elks were in a great position to win it. Had that not happened, they probably would have won that game. Let's be real. Had they not given up all of those yards and all of those points, had they, and you know, Steve Benassi here, let's bring up that
stats for
26 points with 130 total yards offense, and
Yeah.
that's what I looked up at. As soon as they intercepted us and off of that fumble,
it was a return.
Yeah, it was that return. Yeah, that return or the Dean Faithful.
Yeah.
The Dean Faithful.
Yeah, he missed the field goal.
So the field goal, and they returned that field goal. And when you're watching that, and you look up and you look at the yards, and we had great yardage. Our passing yards were great. You know, touchdowns. We had great stats. Rushing yards were great, but didn't matter because Montreal now had the lead.
Yeah,
it was bizarre. It was just how do you do that?
And you always tell me 3 minutes in football can be a long, long time, right? So anything could happen in 3 minutes, and we clearly saw that that anything could happen. And unfortunately, it went the wrong way for us. I mean, third and fourth quarter, I'm just gonna put them together because nothing much happened really. You know, we went into the third behind by 5 points, so there was still a little bit of hope. But after those 3 last minutes before the half, I think everybody started kind of, you know, dwindling down. They started trying to figure out exactly what was happening, what kind of game this was going to be. Our offense was not on the field very long, you know, leading to worries that the defense had to carry the team for the last half of the game, which they did hold the Alouettes enough that their only scores in the second half in the second half were 3 field goals. we did see number 32, Marlo Sean Franklin Jr.'s
Good job.
first CFL interception in the fourth quarter, though. So good for him. That's always really good. And after that, there's really not much that happened. We finished 35-21,
Yeah.
and but at that point, something or someone that I definitely want to bring up is the talk of the town. I think we've talked about Trey Ford pretty much in every single episode ever since he became QB1. And I think it's equal parts, because of his athleticism and fantastic runs and really good throws that we have seen. And also his predictability, his inability to read the defense, and the scramble mode that doesn't
Yeah.
seem to work all the time.
Sometimes scramble first. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there were at least a couple of times during the last half of the game where I yelled out loud, "Throw the damn ball." Like, what are you doing? Plus a lot of swearing. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There was a lot of times where when you watch Trey Ford play, you understand what comes with Trey, and you
Yeah.
have to accept it. But Trey is open to growing as a quarterback. A lot of go ahead.
oh, no, that's just it, right? Because his stats right now are very, very solid. He's had 12 touchdowns in 9 games, 102.9 QB rating as of last night when I looked it up, and a 70% completion rate, right? But the development time is definitely needed. It's just so frustrating to see so much potential and then nothing.
I think a lot of times with fans, we a lot. Let me just say this from a coach's perspective. A lot of times fans speak on stats and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They just see what they see on First Take and Undisputed and all these other TSN and all that. They try to quote it. You have not saying you, but these fans that try to quote it and say, "Oh, Trey's doing this, his numbers and all that." But it comes down to watching film and seeing that Trey does have to develop. He's not going to go out there and just be efficient like damn near Aaron Rodgers every single damn. He's still young. You have to trust the process and trust that his maturation process as a QB, his development, his ability to read a defense. Can he see the hot routes? Can he be able to decipher between, all right, they're disguising this, they're disguising cover 2 when really it's a cover 3. There's different things that fans sometimes have to remember that aspect. There is development. It takes time. I know fans want success like early on, but just be patient and let it happen. Don't people say numbers are everything and analytics. No, numbers lie too.
Yeah.
Let's not get too stat happy right now. Trey's got time. Trust that the piece they're gonna get more pieces. He's gonna grow, and you have your QB.
Yeah.
You have the guy. Now let him blossom. Let him grow.
Exactly. Now, so Phil, that being said, should the Elks bring in a veteran quarterback as a backup to help guide, let's say, both Daggy and Ford? Because there's some great potential in Daggy as well.
Yes.
Trey Ford is ultimately going to be our starter. We all know that. And he has great potential, but he needs a couple more of those pieces, just like, once again, Nathan Rourke, BC, Mike Riley. So what do you think, Phil?
Yes, I think they do need to bring a veteran QB that can help him. I don't think they need to bring in a quarterback that's going a veteran quarterback that Trey has to look over his shoulder every damn week, because that'll mess up the relationship. And that when you got another veteran quarterback that's seen things, that's maybe won a Grey Cup or 2 or been to a Grey Cup, it's hard to sit there and do your job. And I know you're professional. You got to just go do your thing, but he's still human. He's still got to watch his back like, well, damn, motherfucker behind me. Like he can take my job at any time. But I think you need to bring in a guy that's going to show him the ropes, show him that, okay, this is how you do it. This is what you could do. This worked for me. Now, it may not work for you, but I just want you to see the timing. I want to get the ball here before he makes move. I want to call this. I want to call this audible. I've seen this. Use the veteran experience and listen. If Trey wasn't one to listen, all right, you got Daggy. How you say his last name again?
Yeah, you got it.
Daggy. You got Daggy back there. So you got a reliever back there that could become your starter. But with Trey being able to listen and willing to learn, he's done the right thing. He's said the right things. I think he'll grow. Bring in the vet. If something does happen to Trey where he does get injured, you got a vet. You're good to go.
Nice.
No, that is definitely a really, really good point. I mean, you see him, right? And I've said it before, he's young in terms of his career. And unfortunately, he didn't have the same opportunities that some quarterbacks had from learning from a veteran like
Yeah.
Mike Riley or, somebody else. I don't think Tom Brady would come, hey, to the
No,
CFL.
there's no way. There's no way.
Come out of
but
retirement for the 4th or 5th time.
we tried. We added him on Twitter, on the social media formerly known as Twitter, and unfortunately,
on the X.
he did not even like it. So, herd chat real quick before we move on to our transactions. With the more you didn't know, I can already predict this show run into an hour and a half tonight.
Yeah,
if you have the time, Phil.
I got time, brother.
Perfect, because we do have a massive interview for you at the end.
Yes. We do have Steve Benassi here saying that it was a total failure in special teams and turnovers. We definitely agree.
We lost the turnover battle, and what did they say?
Again.
What did they say, Phil? What did they say about the turnover battle? If you lose the turnover battle,
it's over.
See, you know what? It's hard for me sometimes because I do if I put my coach's hat on, I'll go too deep into it. But if I speak from just a fan perspective, then I'm a casual. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't give a damn. I'm gonna say it from a coach's perspective. Look, we focus so much. You can't be too careful, but you got to take some calculated risk. I think with them and a lot of teams in the CFL, they need to hear this. Please work on ball security. There's been way too many times this season where running backs have fumbled the ball, receivers have fumbled the ball and gotten careless with the ball. I think with Edmonton, it's not even early on. It was interception. It was an interception party. It was you get one, duck here, take this, take that, But now it's more of like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're 16, 17 weeks into the season and you still can't hold on to the ball?
Yeah.
Man, sit your ass up there on the bench. Sit over there.
Yeah. I feel like that's the word, maturity. They need to mature into the game and their plays and realize that they have to, I don't want to say take it seriously because I am sure they take it more than seriously and they definitely want to win. But it's carelessness and I don't know if it's lack of focus. I don't know what's happening, in the locker room or outside the locker room, but there's not enough focus that little mistakes are being made like that.
See, and I see a comment right here from Steve, basic tackling. I have been beating my desk and chair when it comes to the damn Rough Riders tackling. I swear to God, being from Washington State, I take a lot of responsibility for this. The Seahawks messed up tackling for better and for worse. Every damn DB wants to shoulder tackle like Earl Thomas, and it's frustrating.
Right?
I heard Jerry Rice say this once. He was about to play in a Super Bowl, and he says receiver coach said they were playing Denver, and Denver's DBs always wanted to like lay the hammer, like vicious, nasty hits. And he said, "You want to know how you deal with a shoulder tackle? Spin."
Nice. Yeah.
Enough on red right. It was I remember the play. It was Black 69 Razor. Jerry was running the post inside. Sure enough, dude tried Steve. I think it was Atwater. He tried to lay the hammer on him. Motherfucker spun off of him. End zone. And hands there like, yeah, spin, circle. But I say that to say, like, I agree. The basic tackling, the Simone Lawrence ankle biter tackles, like, bro, if you
Ludacris Fox.
Yeah, Ludacris know what I'm talking about. I've been critical about Simone and his tackling. Like, he's an ankle biter, and I got nothing but love for Simone. But there's a lot of guys who I feel like during the season, a lot of times they do kind of shy away from their EDDs, their fundamental stuff, when I think they need to keep reiterating that. There's been a lot of piss poor tackling. There's been a lot of not taking care of the ball. Sometimes coaches always say, "Oh, we got to go back to the fundamentals." Are you really, though?
Yeah.
Are you really, though, in practice going back? Hi, Kitty. There's a lot of not focusing on the fundamentals, and it shows near the end of the season. When those little things show, it's not always about the plays. It's not always about personnel and all that. It's not always that.
Exactly.
Who can do the fundamentals right?
Mhm.
Even just like hockey players, right?
Mhm.
I'm sort of involved with some of the Ice Wars stuff going on,
Mhm.
and I have recently talked to a fighter that I know about getting some skating lessons,
Mhm.
basic skating lessons, and going through the fundamentals again. Why? Because going through all of those steps, it just enhances everything that you are already
Mhm.
doing. And if you got into any bad habits, it
Yeah.
will help you
Yeah.
get out of the bad habits. Like
Mhm.
there's so much that's good about going back to basics for in so many ways, in so many facets of life,
Well,
and sports is definitely a major one for that.
and they get comfortable too.
Yeah,
They get
exactly.
comfortable with what they can do or what they may not want to do, and
Yeah.
they
Comfortable
don't
and
push themselves.
overconfident.
I mean, how many times did I say that my 5-year-old can do a better tackle than the ones that we've seen? And he
Multiple.
has,
You
right?
know what? You know what though? I, I'm a firm believer, man. Film don't lie. Show them your ass can't tackle. You need to go work on the dummy. You need to work on your stuttering. You need to work on buzzing. You need to work on rapping. You got a lot of, you always, the best of the best will do the work that nobody else will do. If you sit there and say, well, I got nothing to work for, I ain't got nothing to work on, I'm good, you gonna get exposed Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So I think a lot of times guys, and I'm pro player. I am pro player, but I'm also realistic with it. Like, bro, you always got room to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you want to sit there and be confident, and you want to show that you, as a professional, you know what you're doing. Well, the
Yeah.
best professionals always want to hone their craft and get better.
Yeah.
What the hell? What the hell makes you the exception to the rule? So I think this season, that's the one thing that's been critical for like the Elks and everybody is I think sometimes we focus so much on scheme and trying to put guys in the right position that we step away from the things that made us what we are as athletes, or like not even me, but like just athletes in general. We shy away from the fundamentals. We always, you see them all the time. Oh, I'm doing ladder drills and I'm doing these crazy ass 400 pounds lifting and all that. Okay, but can you block? Can you catch? Can you catch? Can you
Catch
buzz your
the
feet and
ball.
wrap legs, shoot the hip? And you know what? I'm gonna
Yeah.
get too deep into it. Let me not.
But hey, there
In
is
too deep.
room for growth, right? That's
Always.
the whole thing. That's the whole thing. That if, like you say, they have film, they have coaches that care, and I think it's just going to get better. And I'm
Yeah.
excited. I mean, we still have one more game. We do go against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers for the last game of the season on Saturday, October
Yay.
21st.
Yay.
We do have some transactions. All Americans were released. Defensive lineman Amik Egbule. I'm totally butchering that. I'm sorry. And linebacker Mark McLaurin.
Mark McLaurin, that one sucks. Hate seeing Mark McLaurin go because he actually had a couple of good games this year with the
Yes.
Edmonton Elks.
Well, defensive back Josh Nurse, offensive lineman BJ Wilson, quarterback Dresser Wynn, and running back Clan Laborn were released as well. All American. Injuries, there was not an injury report just out yet. I know that we had been talking about some of the older injuries, with Scott Hutter, Marcus Lewis, Niles Morgan, Jamin Pelly. So hopefully we see some of those guys return for the last game.
Yeah, Jamin Pelly, I believe, was did not practice once again this week.
Yeah.
So Jamin Pelly more than likely
Will not.
will not get to see action in the last game. It's rather unfortunate. Um,
Yeah. Well, based on that though, with just being the last game of the season, some of the transactions, some of the injuries, what are your predictions, Coach Phil, for the next upcoming game? Based on your face, I don't have to ask. But
Nah, man. It all depends on which game we talking about. I got a game that I need to be at on Saturday, so I ain't really worried about y'all game right now. I'm just playing. You know what though? I think It all depends on who Winnipeg's got out there. This last week or so is going to be kind of funky. Like who's playing who? Are you going to rest your starters? Or are you going to let them play for a few series? You let them play a quarter, risk and hopefully no injuries happen. You know what I'm saying? Winnipeg's got an issue with Dalton Schoen right now with an injury. Hopefully Dalton's okay because Dalton is the if nothing else the next to Kenny Lawler biggest asset on that offense, and Oliveira and all the juggernauts that they got over there. As far as Edmonton, they're going to Winnipeg, so I think they're more from when they first played them to now. I think that they got a chance. They got to catch them slipping, but you can't let it get to the fourth quarter. You can't let it get to the fourth quarter and y'all squander. You cannot let Winnipeg manage the clock as great as they do. That is going to be a problem because they're going to wear you down. I doubt Brady Oliveira, Zach, and all of them play the full game, but if they do, it's going to be a long night for that ass. I'm going to tell you right now. I seen Bambi's mama get shot, so and that heifer didn't come back at all. So
Listen, the only thing that I have to say, and I think I've said it plenty of times during this season before, is as long as it's competitive.
Yeah.
As long as everybody's having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Arissa here, she probably said it best, but as long as we don't get shut out.
Yeah, that's all I care about. I just don't want to see a zeros on the board.
Yeah.
No, I don't think y'all gonna get shut out. I really don't think y'all gonna get shut out. I think the guys gonna come out. They know it's the last game. They're gonna do what they gotta do. They're gonna be they're gonna have some dog in them. They are. It's and I hate to say a Disney reference again, but it's gonna be the Fox and the Hound in this mug. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. We finna and Mike O'Shea is that old grizzled white dude with the shotgun. Come here, anything can happen, But no, it's gonna be good. This is gonna be a fun game to watch. I'm gonna be following along. Is it Saturday or is it Saturday?
Yeah,
we play at 2. Are y'all the game before? Y'all after us or?
We are the 5 p.m. 5 p.m. game.
Did I say it? No, you have it somewhere in here.
Yeah, I have it in the Edmonton Sports.
Oh, I got it right here on my
screen. 5 p.m. Mountain.
4 our time, 1 hour. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna try and make sure I'm gonna be out partying and kicking it. But I'm gonna keep it up. I'm gonna watch and see what y'all do. Because this is good energy. This is the energy that y'all want to take with you into the off season.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how Trey plays. I know they're gonna start all the starters. I have a gut feeling they will. Chris Jones gonna do that. What do you got to lose?
Though I mean, the Edmonton Elks definitely. This is like they've said, right? Guys are working and playing for jobs next year.
Oh yeah.
So this is potentially tryouts for guys coming off the practice roster, especially with the injuries. If any guys come in off the practice roster, or any guys that maybe have been playing more of a backup role, they may get to see some more reps. Hard to say, right? They are playing for Elks are playing for their positions next year.
Yes.
She stated that in the herd chat there. Yes, very true. Mm-hmm. So I think that the Elks are going to be playing with heart. I would love to see them win. I do think that it's going to be a similar game to what we saw when Winnipeg came here immediately after the bye week of changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? The only thing that I can hope for is some crazy plays.
Yeah.
Like, listen, give me more Cornelius to AC Leonard stuff. Give me some.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of the stories of trick plays with the punter or the kicker, right? And I'm like, that's a thing. That's a thing. So I would love to see that, right? Just give me something crazy. You've got nothing to lose. Show me what you got.
Yeah.
There is one thing though that I do know that I hope that they know it and they see it. There is a way to attack that Winnipeg defense. You want to know?
Scare them.
Tell us, Coach Phil.
One side of the field is money. Whatever side Houston isn't on, money.
Yeah.
Move your pieces around, show whether they're when they're in man or when they're in zone, and attack. But you don't throw to DeMario Houston. Do
No.
not. I swear to God, if Trey throws to Houston, I'm gonna punch a hole. When I get home, I'm gonna punch a hole in one of these screens, and I got two of them looking right at me right now. Don't throw to him. Like Alexander's cool. I love Alexander. Alexander's cool, but their secondary is the only thing that like I hesitate about. Because they jump a lot of routes. They
Yeah.
jump a lot of go at the ball, and that's fine. But you got to time it right. So if Trey and his receivers can get on the page with with Moore and Gino and all them, they got a chance.
Well, and that's a very interesting point as well, because you can see that chemistry is building. And once again, Trey Ford has had half a season to build any chemistry and to build all of this up and to try to make this team again, right? It's you're basically, every time you get a new quarterback in there, that quarterback has to earn the trust, or make that chemistry with his receivers and his line and his team, and they all need to familiarize with each other, right? So they do not have the time to do that, which 9 by now, let's say with this game, we'll see what happens with the Elks. This would be like saying, okay, we're halfway into the season, realistically.
Yeah.
This is kind of similar, especially after the bye week changes.
Yeah.
You've scrapped your whole first half program.
Yeah.
You've scrapped the starting quarterback.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you have a bunch of the pieces that were going to be there anyways, but a bunch of the question marks now they've been replaced with exclamation marks, and at the end of the season, we're going to see if they turn to question marks again.
The building blocks are there, though.
Yeah, the pieces are there. I think with this game, it's going to be once the first quarter is done and you've gone through all your openers, all your opening plays, what do you have next? You got it. You have to come prepared to take on that Winnipeg defense, man. And even the defense, I expect the Elks defense to step up and make some plays. Now, if Brady's running the ball, if Nick's out there, man, it's gonna be a long ass night. I ain't gonna hold you on some real shit. Y'all, that hey, on some real. Brady Oliveira is a Pokemon that hasn't evolved yet, and trust me, when he evolves, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Brandon Alexander, Tatum Lee in the herd chat here. Brandon Alexander, no one to mess with either, right?
Well, they said the same thing about Jesus, and they messed with him. So what you gonna do with that?
That's the Magikarp to the Gyarados or whatever that is.
Yes. No, it's like okay. I've been thinking about this. I've thought I've had a lot of time on my hands when I'm on these flights. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna date myself on this one. So the little kid in me is gonna come out. Magikarp, that little orange fish that turns into Gyarados.
Yes.
That's Brady Oliveira or Gyarados. There's levels to Pokemon. When Brady's out there, all right, he's Geodude. He's, he revving up, big old rock. You know what I'm saying? Then there's the second quarter. He turns into Pikachu. Follow me. Just follow me along. He goes Pikachu on you. You feel what I'm saying? Then third quarter, he waters you down. He goes Squirtle on you. And then fourth damn quarter, he turns into Gyarados. And I'm just like, and don't let it be overtime. I learned about this in BC. That man turned into Mewtwo. Yeah. And I was like, God damn. Like,
it's done.
Mewtwo, though. And I said to the person, like, he turned into Mewtwo. He's like, excuse me? And I was like, Mewtwo, Pokemon. He froze ash. There was a teardrop. He was like, I don't understand what you're saying. I'm like, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
You don't understand. You don't understand.
You don't understand this, my dog. Every time he runs, if it's 4 minutes, he just gets stronger and stronger. It's like, come on. And the funny thing is, I was standing next to Brady Oliveira in the tunnel after the game. And I'm looking at Brady Oliveira, and I'm like, huh. The competitive side of me kicked in, and I was like, man, I could tackle this. And then the realistic 29-year-old side of me was like, bruh, we done been through a couple knee surgeries. Our back hurts. We're not taking Brady Oliveira.
Wait,
Shut
where are you
up. Shut
taking?
up. Take your picture, ask a couple questions, and let that man do his thing. We are not 18 no more.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just tackle him out of
No.
nowhere and be okay.
No.
I be looking at my in my closet. I got a bunch of football cleats, and I be thinking, man, after going to all the games and everything, I'm like, man, let me crack out the cleats one time. Let me see if I can still hook the curl. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll be like, I'll take one step. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Sit your ass down and play MLB The Show 23.
Yeah. Yeah, do it on TV.
Know what you're good at. Know what you're good at.
Yeah.
Stick to that.
No, I definitely feel your pain. I've been out of the gym for yeah, a hot minute now. So
She still loves you though.
yes, exactly. Thankfully. And also thankfully.
Well, at least she ain't doing a Jada Pinkett Smith and running you through the mud right now.
Oh
You know
my
what I'm
god.
saying?
Oh,
That
that was
took a
great.
turn.
I'm sorry. I had to be petty for a second. Let's move on.
We're gonna listen,
Let's move
okay?
on.
We're
Let's
gonna
move on.
slap it right over to the next
Let's
segment
just
here.
go.
We're gonna dig right in.
Dude, it was a joke.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have entered the fan forum. So, this is a segment called the fan forum where we're going to talk about some hot topics surrounding the CFL and Edmonton sports, and our live listeners will get to chime in on each topic we discuss. Make sure you comment in the herd chat after we ask the question, as we'll look to the herd chat right away after we've answered. Also, a big shout out. I saw that Section GP
Right.
had chimed in. Our good friend Rory, way up there. I think it's going to be lost into the abyss right now,
Yep, probably.
so I wouldn't worry too hard about it. But yes, shout out to you, Rory. Also, shout out to everybody currently watching and listening, whether it be on your favorite podcatcher or Edmonton Sports Talk. Okay, so the fan forum. Our first question. It has to do with flag football. I think you know where we're going to go with this. The International Olympic Committee have added multiple sports for the LA Olympics in 2028, including flag football. We're already seeing NFL players line up to join their Olympic teams, such as Tyreek Hill. He wants to go suit up for USA. But all of these players are already lining up to go get a gold medal for the sport that they play. Do you think flag football should be in the Olympics? And should professional football players from leagues such as the NFL and CFL be allowed to compete?
Yes.
Nice.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I think I see that there's opportunities. There's opportunity for, because number one, there, and people don't realize this, man. There's a lot of football leagues around the world, man. We gonna see some real good talent. Now, can the NFL superstars realize that? I guess like football is football, but can you adjust? And I think they can. Now, if Canada get involved, it's gonna be a war. Whoever the president is here in America when that time comes, and Trudeau, they're gonna be talking shit for weeks. Best believe that. So I'm interested to see what happens. Rob Gronkowski talking about he want to play. Des Bryant, Tyreek Hill, all these people. I'm like, you can only have so many people on the team. You got to be selective. Like what offense we running? What we doing? We doing like drag routes? We doing what we doing here?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's going to be best of the best. So I definitely agree with that. You know, I mean, you see it with hockey. You have the best NHL players that go to the Olympics and, you know, represent their respective countries. So
Yep.
why shouldn't the CFL and the NFL be allowed to do that as well? So
well,
I am
and
all for it.
Just to keep everybody in the loop here. Obviously, Team USA, they're gonna have a team in there.
Yeah.
Football Canada is part of the committee.
Yes.
So Football Canada will be at the LA Olympics as well next year. There is going to be the IFAF U20 football World Cup, which is the juniors, but the World Cup. Shotgun Sports will be there. We will, pending, but we will definitely be there running some media. And 4 years after that, the next big event, back it up. The World Cup.
Yeah,
They're going to
the
be
World Cup.
doing not only the Junior World Cup, which is what the U20 that we're going to be doing media at down at Commonwealth Stadium. They're also going to have a I believe men's and women's potentially, I would say, but they're going to have an actual World Cup.
Yep.
And
Football World
for
Cup.
adults, and
That's really cool.
That is really
and
cool.
and they mostly have the roster set and they have their team set and everything else for this World Cup. Will be happening in 2024. I don't have the exacts. I want to say it's over in Europe, but I could be wrong. I didn't check out the particulars on that one. But what I'm trying to say is the Olympics are set to replace that World Cup.
Yeah.
And maybe they will host, maybe alternating, maybe in 2 years, in 2026, sorry. Maybe they'll go ahead, do that World Cup, and then kind of alternate that World Cup in between the Olympics. But as far as premier football event, the Olympics, you cannot get bigger than that.
No, you really can't. It's
No.
gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, honestly, whoever got to pull the flag of AJ Ouellette and Brady Oliveira, you a braver man than me, because I ain't finna. And Nick Dembski, oh my God. Y'all got a chance. Yeah, to be real with y'all got a chance to just take the whole thing. It's and people gonna sit there and say, oh, but you kissing the Canadians' ass. No, watch these grown ass men run the damn ball. If you see a man with a blonde mullet running the ball with a flag hanging off his ass, are you gonna look like AJ Ouellette? Are you gonna sit there and rip his flag off? Hell to the no.
That's a big nope.
And I see the other thing too is I would love to see how our Canadians stack up against USA, especially given the amount of conversation over CFL versus NFL or Canadian football players, especially Canadian football players in the NFL. Chase Claypool. You have off the top of my head. Like Nathan Rourke, he just got
right.
He just made it on onto the 52 or 53 man roster there.
Right.
So he made it onto the Jacksonville Jaguars team finally at long last.
Oh.
So from the practice roster. So that imagine Nathan Rourke back there, flag football, or Trey Ford. Yeah. You could have Trey Ford back there at starting quarterback.
It doesn't get any more patriotic than the Olympics. So
it's gonna be South Park, bigger, badder, and uncut for real up in this mug. I tell you that right now, because I tell you right now, man, and ma'am, I would like to say that the advantage that we have as Americans is speed, size, all that stuff. But I'm probably gonna eviscerate it because I don't give a damn. We're sensitive as hell, and we are brittle at times as football players in America. Like, you could breathe on somebody, like, my pad hurts and all that shit. But y'all tough. I'll give y'all that. Y'all are strong. Y'all are country fed. Y'all prairie fed. Correction. But I'm gonna give the edge to America, but not just because I see it a lot, but I'm seeing more like it'll be a close one unless Dylan Brooks is going to come out the cut and play football.
Oh, and then he's going to mean mug after a touchdown. Like, that's the thing. I'd be looking for that Dylan Brooks mean mug after the touchdown. And
like, cut you down 42-6. Like, shut up. Sit down. Shut your ass up.
Oh, the hilarious. Okay, over to the herd chat. Let's see what kind of comments we got over here.
Narissa here says that they demoed roller derby a few years ago.
Yeah.
So definitely flag football is no different.
Roller derby, though, come on, that's barely a sport. That's barely. Like, I mean, I appreciate it.
Shut up. Hold on. Have you ever tried just roller skating? Like you've roller skated, obviously, both of y'all, correct?
I've roller skated when
Just
I was
with the
younger.
line skates, not the
Okay,
actual
like
roller
Fisher
skates.
Price, like the Fisher Price roller skates. I feel you.
no.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. My black ass is not ever playing roller derby. I'm not finna get clothesline over a railing. This is not SmackDown. This ain't Raw, and this ain't NXT. You was not finna sit there and clothesline me and push me out the way. If you nudge me lightly, even just I feel a breeze go by me. I'm folding, and I'm 300 pounds of ebony soul. So you ain't finna sit. No,
No, you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna go and sign up for a roller derby
Yeah,
team, just so
there
that
you go.
you see,
Yeah.
and then say that's a sport.
Hey, easy content.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
yeah. Hey, feed the content, brother. Feed the
Yeah,
content.
exactly. Do it for the content. Okay, Ludacris Fox up here with that Willie Jeff code and Betts on the D. Yeah, Matthew Betts. I am really, really sad that he is on the BC Lions and not on with the double E. His last stint, I want to say, was 2019. He was with us. Is either 2019 or 21, but I do believe it was 2019. Um, yeah, Matthew Betts, that guy is a stud, and he has been terrorizing offenses all season long. He's a massive reason as to why the BC Lions are successful this season, and I truly believe that. It came from the Chicago Bears, I want to say, or I want to say he was with the Bears and he didn't quite make the team. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
Somebody might have the better stat on that, but or better information on that. But either way, he almost made it to the NFL. The Double E had him on the negotiation list. They had him on the list, or they had his no. It wasn't in the list. They had the draft rights. So they had his draft rights. They drafted him. They held on to that draft pick. He didn't work out in the NFL. It's one of those scenarios where drafting an NFL-bound Canadian is a fantastic move. So good on them. Is there anything else? Come out to Marissa at the bottom. Come out to my kids' derby game in Red Deer on October 28th, and then tell me it's not as far.
They
Narissa,
will take you. They will take you down.
Yes. Now I'm scared. No, I'm just kidding. Narissa, no, that's great. Kids derby. Okay.
Terrifying.
Wow. Okay, we're okay. Let me do my research. I said it's barely a sport. I did not say it's not a sport. Okay,
All
so
right, let's move on.
let's
before
moving
you
right.
dig yourself a bigger hole.
Yes, exactly. And then yes, bury the hole with me in it. Okay, so number 2. So as we discussed last week, Commonwealth Stadium is closing the Upper Bowl. Fans are currently working with the Edmonton Elks office to relocate their season seats, but displaced fans are not happy with their new seat locations. Some fans are even refusing to renew their season tickets. Is this an overreaction by those fans, or do you think the organization needs to do more for the fans that were displaced in the Upper Bowl? What do you think, Phil?
That's a tough one right there. You damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
It's a business at the end of the day. We have to remember that. And you have to do a kind of like a reset at times. You got it. If you can't fill the lower bowl, how you going? It make my head. Let me sit up. This is bull right here, y'all. The fans, I love the fans, but fans sometimes are sensitive because they feel like their money. And I know your money is going into the team and all that. The team's got to put out a winning product, but you paid your hard-earned money for seats, and you don't go to the game, but yet you're going to be upset that they are making you move down. It doesn't make sense to me. My head hurt. My head hurt thinking about this. Like if you telling me, hey, because I saw the seats up there, I'm looking up and I'm like, what? Maybe it's just me because I like being lower and closer. That's just my preference. But I'm like, I can't even see anything. I could dap Jesus right now and give him a high five. That's how high I am. Move me down. I want to be closer. The stairs are killing me. Them stairs killed me, bro. I swear to God. I swear to God, them damn stairs.
Those are intense.
I was going to get me a Popeye. And by the way, the fact that y'all have Popeyes at Commonwealth Stadium, that is the blackest thing I have ever seen at a football game. And my little black heart was just, oh, thank you. But yeah, I think it's a little bit of overreaction, but I also understand from the ownership, the team's perspective, we got to make money here, and we're giving you guys a chance to relocate your seats lower. We got to reset. Let's start lower, and work our way up. If we put out a good product and we start selling out more games and get more asses in the seats, at the end of the day, it's a results business. Put asses in the seats, get your seat back up there.
Yep. Well, and actually, this last comment by Narissa, very, very good comment. BC seems to be pretty successful with opening the Upper Bowl an event. And that is actually one of the smartest things I think I've ever heard in regards to this scenario. Because, see, as we know, we see and hear as much fan feedback as you possibly could digest as far as Double E fans. And with this scenario, we feel extremely bad for our brothers and sisters that were displaced, or, even sectional, the ozone up in O2 there.
Yeah.
That is a monumental group of fans, legacy fans.
Yes.
The jerseys, they do pins every year. They're part of the bloodline of Commonwealth Stadium.
Yeah.
And I feel extremely bad that they have to move down. That being said, we haven't heard, there's one horror story that we've heard of. Other than that, most fans have been pretty happy to move down. The second last comment from Narissa was, I've heard some great feedback on Reddit about Upper Bowl seat holders getting solid pricing and seats in the lower bowl. Excuse me. So
the team has been absolutely amazing at making sure that they work with the season ticket holders to give them not only better seats, but just as good as pricing. Right?
Yeah.
They're not changing the pricing for them, giving them better view, working with them. If they're coming with a group of people that they sit by and they have their friends and they want to stay together, they are working with them and giving everybody seats together. So I feel like they are doing what they need to do to make this a success.
So there's a comment from Narissa. She says, solid fans move with the team, not against it. That is damn true. Thank you. I appreciate you. That comment, if you could pin that comment, Lord, please do that. Because that shit is what irritates me as a not even just as a football coach, but like as a fan. Because the business wise, you do have to appeal to the casual fan.
Sure.
And what I have to say to the casual fan is, I don't give a damn about the casual fan, because you paying for our tickets one game and then all of a sudden next season, if we have a bad season, you on to the next one. No, you have to take care of your solid, loyal fans that have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Those are the ones that you want to come back, because you know it's going to be guaranteed money. Why would you not want to take care of them? Why wouldn't you want to give them not necessarily the world, but give them a purpose to come back every year? Because you're going to make that money. If you're just trying to go for the quick buck, the casual fan, you are going to suffer as an organization. I don't give a damn what anybody says. And to any casual fan that got a problem with anything I have to say about you, you can just stick it, because you don't matter to me, honestly. Casual fans don't know the difference between a toilet bowl and a sink. That's how bad it is. Okay, if you can't come to Commonwealth and enjoy the nasty bathrooms and the sink that's in the middle of the damn bathroom, you don't know nothing about greatness when you in Commonwealth. So shut up, okay?
See, but now, what do you have to say about those loyal fans solid fans that have been with the organization for so long that now feel wronged
Yeah,
and don't
the ones
want
they
to
gotta
come
cater
back.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Uh,
like the some people, right? That they've been there for so long. I personally think that it is an overreaction, but everybody's entitled
Mhm.
to feeling whatever they may want to feel. But you're gonna find those too.
both sides need to listen to each other.
Mhm.
The organization is nothing without the fans, and the fans are nothing without the organization. We've seen many teams, and I'm not saying we'll ever see um the Elks ever leave. Like, that's not happening. It's not like the NFL or in America where if an organization is not happy, they just say, "Oh, we're gonna leave." No, everybody stays. Everybody stays where they are, unless you're Ottawa and lose your team 3 times. But that's beside the point. Or if you're Montreal and you can't take care of, I'm gonna shut up. Anyway, the devil is a lie. It still blows my mind how Ottawa has 3 teams. I'm gonna shut the hell up. Anyway, the devil is a lie. Nah, man. Both sides need to listen to each other. The organization is nothing without the fans. The fans are nothing without the organization because you get the entertainment of athletes playing football. So work together, find some common ground, and please listen to your fans to a degree.
Mhm.
To a degree. Because sometimes you have to save coaches have to save the players from themselves, and sometimes the organization has to save the fans from themselves.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
Yeah, well, they can't cater to everybody, right? I
Yeah.
mean, they have to. That's like, as you said, it
That's
is a
exactly
business.
it.
It is a business. They have to look after themselves as a business and make sure that they are
Mhm.
profitable so that they can continue paying the players, and the CFL can continue to exist.
Right.
That's first and foremost.
Oh,
Right.
and by the way, there's a comment right here from Steve. He said CoachPhil needs a trip to McMahon Stadium bathrooms. Look here, fam. I done sat on many a toilets in 29 years of my life. My black ass will not sit my big ass on a McMahon Stadium toilet ever. Till y'all get a new stadium and y'all fix your bleachers,
Oh.
I'll wear a Depend. I'll piss in a bottle, something. But you ain't finna get my cheek. You ain't finna get my American cheeks on at McMahon Stadium. I ain't getting a staph infection on my ass. You got me. You got what? Why do they do this? Why do they do this stuff? Why do they say things like, why would I do that to myself? Why would I sit there and risk infection and,
No.
and bodily harm for a, and don't be wrong, I do want to come to Calgary. But y'all gotta help me. Somebody gotta. I'll shit in a porta potty if I have to. But I ain't finna sit. Nope. They ain't changed this toilet since 90. Forget all that.
No.
Oh, I
Man,
mean, I think the history of those washrooms is probably greater than the
It's the hep.
historical books.
She want me to catch that Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson shit. Nope.
Oh, and like that. And on that note,
On that note, I feel like
ladies and
we're
gentlemen,
moving on to topics.
we are gonna go
Next.
ahead and close the fan
Next.
forum for today. The fan forum is closed. Thank you so much to everybody for being involved with this fan
Yeah.
forum today and for not catching the hep.
No.
That's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt.
Don't catch
Nice
that.
merchandise idea. I love it.
Yes. Next.
Next is the Edmonton sports update. Today's update is brought to you by Herties. Herties would like to thank everybody for catching us at stall number 44 this season. We got to serve over 500 servings of Herties' finest meats. Herties, we smoke the meats. Last week, the Edmonton Elks were defeated by the Montreal Alouettes by a score of 35-21 at Commonwealth Stadium to end their season at home. The Elks visit Winnipeg on Saturday for a clash with the Blue Bombers to finish their regular season. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. Mountain, and then they are headed to the offseason. In the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers are hosting the Winnipeg Jets on Saturday night for Hockey Night in Canada. the Oilers are still looking for their first win at Rogers Place this season. Puck drop is at 8 p.m. Mountain. In the WHL, the 3-7 Edmonton Oil Kings are hosting the 3-1 Seattle Thunderbirds on Sunday at Rogers Place. Puck drop is at 4 p.m. In Canada West U Sports action, the University of Alberta Golden Bears, the number 7th ranked U Sports team, by the way. The football team defeated the Saskatchewan Huskies 23-20 last Saturday. They take on the Manitoba Bison in Winnipeg on Friday. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Mountain. We're the Elks Herd, and you're up to date.
Yay.
Yay! And then it is our quick commercial break time. We are going to talk to you about a 10% off code for royalretros.com. Phil, are you aware of royalretros.com?
Actually, I am aware of RoyalRetros.com.
Nice, my guy. Well, guess what? If you use code Stampede, you can get 10% off over at royalretros.com. We are celebrating the 2023 USFL Birmingham Stallions. They are the champions.
Again.
Back to back, and going for a third coming up. We hope we're doing this again in a year from now. Giddy up. And then over at thingsengraved.ca, we're going to have the link in the description. Go over to thingsengraved.ca. If you actually head over to the partners, there's a little partners button at the bottom. You're going to find our whole catalog. You can also go /the Elks Herd, and you can find all of our merchandise on sale over at thingsengraved.ca. And then last but not least, we're kind of sweating. It's warm in this room, right? You might have to take a shower, and there's no better soap to shower with than Lather Canadian Soap Company. They're trying to take down the doctor. LATHR.com. If you use Shotgun Sports 15, you get 15% off over at lather.com.
They actually smell really good.
We just got a new bundle in. This is great advertising for them. So let's go. But Pine Tar, we just got Pine Tar. It's already one of my favorites. Sandalwood Bourbon, I just picked up a fresh batch of that. We got Cotton Candy.
They smell manly. It
manly.
smells manly, and
It's
it's nice.
It's a lot of man. It smells like man, and it helps me score with Catherine.
I'm glad you went that way. Anyways, next.
Oh no.
So you want me to trust a bar of soap that smells like pine tar on my sack?
Trust me.
It smells like Christmas. It's like Christmas on a bar.
If Irish Spring can't get it done, I don't want to hear nothing about pine tar on my balls. But I'll try it out. I'll give it the old college try. You know, lather. What's it called? Lather and Manscaped go together very well.
Yes, nice. You got that Manscaped.
Don't drop the Steve, let me tell you something. I don't know if you black, white, whatever. I'll hold on to the soap hard.
Oh,
Suds through my fist. Just you ain't gonna catch me slipping.
all right.
And remember, you need lather. LATHR.com. And
y'all
don't
get a better sponsorship off of this right here.
you gotta have soap in order to drop it. So yeah, lather.com.
Why are you even in there in the first? You know what? Next topic. Let's go.
All right. So guess what? You just learned some things, but we got a whole lot more that you didn't know in the more you didn't know.
Copyright infringement.
For the copyright infringement, it's the more you didn't know. This is a segment where we interview our special guest of the night, CoachPhil, and we're going to ask him a couple of questions about himself and his life in sports and what he likes to do in his spare time. Bill, before we even get started, the coach and CoachPhil, can you please tell us about your coaching life?
Well, I play a lot of Madden. And I play a lot of use a lot of Ask Madden, so that's how I became coach.
Beauty.
No, I'm spitballing. No,
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord, because I didn't know where we were gonna go. I was like, man, like, man, is this guy being serious? Like, there's no way. There's no way. But like, tell me more about how
no,
you
all jokes
Madden.
aside. No, actually, all jokes aside, no, I've been coaching since I was 18 years old, man. And I've coached every level: youth, high school, men's semi-pro, women's football. I've done middle school, I've done flag, I've done it all. And I love the thing that people have asked me is like, when did this CoachPhil thing start? Man, this has been 10 years in the making, 10, 11 years of
Nice.
devoting my life to coaching. And my kids, I got a 17-year-old and I got an 11-year-old heathen son. They knew. And I sat down with them and said, Daddy's gonna do something different. I just need you guys to trust it. And we'll have one day we'll have more than you could ever imagine. And because my kids are everything to me. So to get the blessing from them to do that, it means everything in the world. So I've been on this motion for 10 years and somehow got into YouTube, and it's worked out as well.
Well, yeah, tell me a little bit more about that. You're pretty popular right now for the content that you're creating and fan interaction. So, how did you get into creating reaction videos, and why did you decide to react to CFL content?
Okay. Before I answer that, Narissa, to answer your question, what is a heathen son? Okay, let me give you a prime example of my heathen son. My heathen son does things that make no kind of sense whatsoever. My son is that kid that you just look at him, you're like, yep, that's my kid. My son attends the school that I work at. And every day I have to keep my head on a swivel because I know he's going to do some shit that's out of pocket. I'm talking like at home, my son, he'll walk in the room and he'll be like, Dad, what? Dad, okay, what, boy? What do you want? What you want? Okay, so Dad, listen, I was on the Nike app and I saw some Air Max 270s. Can we get them? Okay, how much are they? Well, they're $169, but I know you got it, so can we get it? I want 3 of them. I want blue, I want black, and I want white. Motherfucker, what? And this is how me and him talk like this. So it's very straightforward. And he's like, well, Dad, I said, why? What makes you think you deserve it? Because I look good in them and you've got them. So maybe I deserve them too. But no, that is a heathen son to me. And I love him. Don't get it twisted. It's all tongue-in-cheek jokes, y'all. I love my son.
So
But
good.
the question you asked, YouTube wise, well, it was during the pandemic, and funny thing was, I was actually this was the week of we went into lockdown. I was about to go to an XFL game with the Seattle Sea Dragons and I think it was the Guardians, and they was like, nah, stay your ass at home. We got the vid out here. And I was like, fuck. Okay, I lost $180. Great. All right. And so I'm sitting in my room and I was on my laptop and I was thinking, and people have been telling me, you should think about doing YouTube. You're funny, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nah. About 2 days later, I ordered a Logitech webcam, a raggedy ass microphone, and a punk ass green screen. I thumbtacked that shit up on the wall and I started doing reactions. And that's why I tell people, do not go to the early videos on my channel. It is trash. It is terrible. And nope, don't do that. So that's how I got into YouTube. It's been 2.5, 3 years almost.
Nice. Yeah. And now we're all gonna go to those old videos.
Yeah.
Hey. I reacted to some, because when you get into YouTube, you're trying to find your niche, like what your thing. So I did basketball, I did NFL stuff, I did and then I reacted to some Jerry Springer stuff.
Oh,
And there's
What?
And so there's one of like a woman sitting in a little pool of Alfredo sauce. Well, I'm going to hell for reacting to that. I'll tell you what. Y'all thought CoachPhil was crazy right now, man. I was rolling. You ain't posted, but your mom always tell you don't laugh. Mom always say, Philip, don't laugh at people. You don't know what they're going through. I'm like, well, Alfredo sauce is going through of her mama. Shut your mouth. Shut the hell up.
Like
Ludicrous
Ludacris Fox says, we're gonna go back in time and we're gonna go check those out.
No, you're not. I will private that. Now go ahead and watch it. Go ahead.
Okay, but speaking of crazy, you out of all the CFL teams that you could have chosen, man, you picked the Riders.
If one more person asks me that question or says that statement in an interview, I will not do one more interview on a podcast or TV or whatever. Y'all act like it's a cardinal sin that I chose the Riders. I've gotten it from Bombers fans. I've gotten it from BC fans because I live close to BC. It's like, why didn't you do for BC? And I'm like, do you want to see a big black man wearing orange? Like that? I'm walking like a tangerine. Like I don't. And don't get me wrong, I love the color. I love the stuff that they got BC. But in early on, I was like, nah, that's too cliche. Like I want to find something that's me. And the Rough Riders colors, everything, the logo, the player, it drew me in. And little did I know that 13 men on the field was going to screw me over. But
well,
yeah,
you gotta learn disappointment somehow.
Yeah.
Look at me. Look at me when I say this. I have been disappointed all my life. I live a very miserable existence. I have been a Seahawks fan since 1994. I know struggle. I know pain. I know Super Bowl 49. Okay? Don't talk to me about struggle and hurting. Okay? Russell Wilson can still fight me anytime. We got to fight. Me and him got to square up.
Oh my god.
Just pass it to beast mode, man. Yeah, no.
You had one job, fam. One job. Feed the brother with the dreads and just let him roll. We gonna score. I still remember it like yesterday. God, like between Cody Fajardo playing in the snow in 2021 West Final and them getting 5 turnovers and screwing themselves over on some Vince McMahon shit. Saskatchewan, I said in my video, Saskatchewan screws Saskatchewan. And I feel like I've been saying that for 3 years. Damn.
Oh, God.
All right. So clearly that's a touchy point. So let's
touchy. You jabbing me in the ribs with this.
Yeah, pokey point. But what are your favorite sports outside of the CFL then?
Are we talking back then or are we talking now?
Now,
okay. You know what's funny? I'm a huge baseball fan, and I love playing softball. Love playing baseball, throwing the ball around, with my kid, whatever. When I got time, when he's actually acting right. I bonked him in the head a few times on some Charlie Brown shit just for fun, but dad life. Basketball. I tried to play pickleball one time, but see the way my knees and ankles work, it don't work like that. I tried golf. It's too slow and too much green for me, but I'm not picky. I'll try something once every now and then, little fun things.
Okay. Right down to pickleball, eh? Like,
holy
man.
That's too small of a never mind. I'm gonna shut up. Because then I'm gonna have everybody that love pickleball say, hey, screw Coach Phil. He don't like pickleball. I don't like pickles. So what makes you think I'm gonna like pickleball?
I love it. But what about a pickleback shot? Do you like picklebacks?
Nickelback or pickleback? Which one are you talking about?
Picklebacks. No, if you don't like pickles, then you won't like a pickleback shot.
I don't like anything on my back. So why would I?
So you don't like pickles on your back?
No. I don't like pickleback, nickelback. I was about to say something inappropriate, but never mind. But I do like. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh man.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. All right.
You
Okay.
get one
So
more out of me. You get one more question. This better be your Jose Batista swan song right here, because you get one last question and you make it
this
good.
one, it's all about you. It's all about you, Coach Phil. Where can we find you online? Give us all the tags.
And tell us about what you're up to nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on a highway to hell because I'm rooting for the Rough Riders. So either way,
That's where
So-
we'll find you.
Yeah.
hey, I'm on a roller coaster straight there, baby. Don't get it twisted. But no,
We'll see you there.
huh?
We'll see you there. We'll see you there.
Elks and Rough Riders unite, baby.
Yes.
No, you can find me on what? See, when people ask me this question, I have to remember all my social shit. So obviously YouTube, CoachPhil Reacts 425. Go subscribe to me. Come mess with, come play with me. You know what I'm saying? See what you got. Trolls too. I'll kick your ass. Twitter, X, whatever Elon Musk is calling it now. CoachPhil React. What is my Twitter handle? I totally forgot.
It's
How
Coach
often-
Phil Reacts.
Yeah,
It's
I think
Okay, yeah, I don't even ever pay attention to my Twitter handle no more. People just know me as Coach Phil. I'm like, all right, whatever. Coach Phil Reacts or Coach Phil Reacts 425. TikTok, Coach Phil 425. Instagram, Coach Phil 425. Ladies, you can have my phone number. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. But
No,
that's
throw the phone number in the herd chat, ladies. If you got phone numbers for Phil, throw it in the herd chat.
1-800, I'm him.
Yeah. Oh, that was slick. That was
Oh,
slick.
and I got a Discord. I got a Discord too, man. So I put the Discord in my description box, man. Come talk football. We just talk football on there and be shooting, talk wrestling, football, all that fun stuff. We have a good time. We throw down. My man Ludacris Fox, he be in there, man. That's my dude right there.
No,
And
definitely.
Mischievous Wolf too. They in here. 976 MILF. You damn right. Hey,
There-
MILFs and DILFs can get along very well.
Love it.
Oh, I love it.
My goodness.
Hey, you know what? The herd chat has been wilding lately. Shout out
love
to
it.
everybody that's been blowing up that herd chat. Also, I don't think we've ever really talked about our tags. We're at the Elks herd everywhere.
It's your show. It's like y'all gotta plug y'all plugging lather and royal retros and pine tar for your balls and all that.
You know, why are we even
Yo.
mentioning at the Elks herd?
Figure it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
you can-
good.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I think we're
That's
we're
the show.
just under the 130 mark. We do not want to hold you hostage for any longer here, Coach Phil. But man, this was a fantastic episode. This was probably one of the more
Excellent.
fun episodes that we've had in a very long time. And hey, we have fun every episode. I don't think we've laughed this much.
I have laughed.
Like
a lot
it's just
today.
hilarious. This is you are absolutely hilarious. Your energy that you bring to the CFL, and this is honestly why we wanted to have you on. You're a high energy guy, and we really enjoyed meeting you. I don't. We didn't even, we barely even knew who each other were at first glance, and even then we're like, hey, we're the Elks here, and you're like, oh snap. And for us,
You never know where Coach Phil is lurking. You never know. I see
Man.
things, I hear things. You know what I'm saying?
well, and I mean, so for our experience in that end of the game there, we high fived everybody. We talked to Aaron Grimes, we talked to Caleb from the Turf District, and then we ran into you, and that was a major part of our night. Not only did we get to meet a great CFL fan out there that we haven't met yet, but we got a good connection in, and we set up this opportunity to have this amazing conversation tonight on the Elks call. And for that, we can't thank you enough for joining the show tonight. And not only for joining the show, man, but for providing CFL fans with non-traditional media and non-traditional content.
And
This is
real content.
real content. And we did talk about this before we went live, but we've talked about this, and this is a big reason why we do what we do as well. Is there's so many gaps in media and content for CFL fans, and back in the day when there was just newspapers and TV and the traditional media sources, everything was fine. You could go ahead and hype something up the same, and it wasn't, besides more commercials and more newspaper ads and everything else, or more newspaper articles, whatever,
Right.
right? Really, newspaper articles, whatever. There was ways to do it very easily back then. Now there is so much internet and screen shoved in your face every single day that you have the world of information in the palm of your hand. So to get people over to the dark side of the CFL, or to get people tuning into this to the CFL. And I mean, you're an American. You're down in Washington. You're an American that's covering the CFL. You're part of the solution for CFL fans all over the world, and for really the CFL going forward. And that's why may, however you may have cashed in on any sort of, if there was any sort of perk anywhere along the way, cash in on it. Why? Because you are providing nothing but hours of work and content for free for the people, for CFL fans, and for that we thank you a ton, Coach Phil.
Well, mm, y'all gonna make a thug want to cry. Uh, that was very nice for you to say, but it is okay if I respond to that.
Give her, man.
Okay, so I I I pride myself on being just a brutally honest person and upfront, and I really appreciate what you said. But this last like 3-4 months or so, since June, it's been a roller coaster for me, emotionally, mentally. Uh, it's taken a lot, and I'll be the first to say it. I don't really like say it to anybody, but if it wasn't for me doing the CFL stuff, uh, about a couple years ago or whatever, whenever I started it, I honestly really believe I wouldn't have made it. I truly am, just be honest with y'all. Like, y'all my people, so I'm gonna give y'all just real shit before we go. I battle with depression, and it's something that I keep very private. And doing the videos is like a release for me. Doing these videos is selfishly, like, yeah, I do it because it gives me a purpose. It gives me a feeling of, hey, I'm worthy. Hey, I'm doing something. And then with everything that's happened in the past like 3-4 months, man, it's I try to stay humble through all of it. And a lot of people don't, they see what they see on camera, and they honestly think I'm Coach Phil all the time. And I'm here to say to y'all, I'm not.
Yeah.
I am not Coach Phil all the time. I am not a perfect human being. I got my own problems, man. I'm a dad. I try my best. I do everything I can, man. I try to put out the best content I can for everybody. And I appreciate everybody that mess with my videos. But behind the scenes, it's taken a lot for me to like get out of bed at times to do this. And I'm not looking for, this ain't sour grapes. This isn't me crying over spilled milk. This is just me being real with y'all. Because I never really get a chance to talk about it. And I appreciate y'all giving me a chance to say this. So I just roll with me. I really want people to understand, like, when you say crazy shit about content creators, or you trolls try to sit there and try to think you can break somebody, man, you really could do some damage to people. And I'm a strong person. I try to hold it in. I try to be a man's man. I'm a proud black man. But behind the scenes it's tough. The traveling, going on tour, being away from my kids, and I do this because I love everybody. I love uh, the CFL community. I love just being in that environment, because I'm so thankful for being able to react to this stuff. Because if it wasn't for the CFL stuff, man, I wouldn't be here. I'd be totally honest with you. I'm very grateful to have met great people like yourself. You know, I've met some people that they stick with me, and my subscribers, they loyal as hell. They be dealing with my crazy ass. I'll tell you that right now. But long story short, man, I appreciate what you said, man. I honestly tell myself all the time, man, I'm nowhere near where I think I can be. I look at everybody that does the content creation for the CFL. I am at the bottom. I don't care what anybody says. I am at the bottom because I still got a long. It's not about, for me. It's not about the quick buck. It's about longevity, and I want to stay here for a long time. And I want to be able to just sit at the table with the great content creators and just be able to say, yeah, I did that. I'm here with y'all. I want to be one of y'all. It's not about who the best and all that shit that comes with this, man. We doing something bigger. We uplifting the game. So if I can ever, and I know there's gonna be people that are gonna come along and try to do the same thing I do, and hey, do it, take it, go, try, but just be real and just be yourself, because that'll get you far. And I'm just thankful, very thankful, and yeah, I'm. Mm,
Thank you. Thank
No,
you for
they,
that.
they
No, it's
thank you, Phil, and you know it's refreshing, right? It's refreshing to hear real, and we're extremely excited to have you do what you do, and of course, like, please, very very thankful that you
yeah.
opened up on the show for sure, because I mean, we're all in a similar boat. We're not. I'm never gonna say anybody's ever in the same boat, but we're in a very similar boat with what we do with content creation. And
Yes.
sometimes we get shredded, sometimes we get harped on and everything else. And
Well, you see it. You have to have thick skin,
you do, yeah,
when
oh yeah,
you're
oh yeah.
in the
yeah,
out there for everybody to see. But we definitely do this for the love of what we do,
yeah.
and
For
that
for
is,
for
like you say,
CFL fans,
yeah, and
and
that's, like you say, bringing true, real, heartfelt content.
I mean,
yes,
So
I give everything, and funny thing is, man, I give everything I got. A lot of people ask me, man, is what you do scripted? Hell to the nah. I don't know nothing. I walk into every reaction not knowing anything, and I try to be as transparent and as real as I can with everybody, and I'm always going to do that. I'm not. Like I said earlier, it's not about, like, money comes and go, but my thing is I want to leave something for my kids and their kids be able to look back and say, they daddy, they pops, he did something. And if they want to carry it on down the road, do it. I want you to. But just know that, you know, dad, mm,
yeah, and
dad,
that's
dad, dad, dad found his niche at 29. Dad found his niche at 29. And, you know,
yeah,
I
and
just want to make people laugh and make people smile and love the game, man. And that's what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying?
find something that you absolutely love so much that you think about giving it to your kids at some point. Like,
yeah,
that's a
Mhm.
legacy,
yeah,
right? That
Yeah.
is something that you're so passionate about, because even for ourselves, we have talked about that,
yeah.
right? Where could the Elks herd go? Maybe the kids
The
pick it up.
boys, yeah.
Maybe the boys pick it up when they're older,
Well,
right?
and
And
we
that's all
actually
that
had
speaks
them.
about passion.
Yeah, no,
Right?
we had our boys, do some promo clips for 20 uh
Yeah.
Elks Call Sneak Peek 2024. We're gonna have an updated intro. It's gonna feature a
Yeah.
young boy saying, "This is the Elks Call. I need to call you," and all sorts. So, yeah, we got some good stuff planned, but once again, right, it's that legacy and being able to hand something down and sometimes, you know what? Let's be real. Let's be very real. We ain't all the richest.
No.
No.
I'm a Red Seal journeyman at my job. You're an admin or a director. You're a director. You're a director. You're not even an
Excuse
admin
me.
anymore. A
Oh,
director.
she got the good title. She got the benefits too.
No, but
No.
that being said, we aren't rich or we
No.
aren't making extreme amounts of money or anything like that. So
We do this because we love it and
still
because
middle
we have
class.
fun. And
I'm just trying to get in between. I'm trying to break even a little bit, maybe have a little something to sock away. But when you get right down to it, man, I mean, at the end of the day, and I'm gonna look in the camera and just, I want people to see this. You can clip this, whatever you want to.
This is a real.
Coach Phil loves everybody in the community. Please don't take everything I say to heart. Okay. I I give everything I got. I never want anybody to sit there and say they had a bad experience meeting CoachPhil. I never want anybody to sit there and say CoachPhil he phoned it in. I don't phone nothing in. And I hope that if anybody ever wants to get into content creation, just know you're going to have haters. You're going to have naysayers. You're going to have people that don't condone what you do because they ain't doing it. Man, do it. Because I've lost relationships. Sometimes I ain't been the best dad when it comes to, because I've invested so much into coaching. I've invested so much into YouTube. I've apologized time and time again to my kids, and they just forgive me. So if this is what you want to do, you got to give, but you got to make time for the people that you love. And like I said, do what you love. If this is what you want to do it, and don't hold back, because there's so many opportunities out there. I never would have thought my crazy ass would be crossing the border for anything. And I've done it. And I'm just thankful for y'all. I'm thankful for everybody I've met. And let's just keep rolling, man. Let's get to this. Let's do it.
Beautiful.
Let's do it. And
Beautiful.
nothing but love. From
Yeah,
everybody
Narissa,
here.
solid love from
Solid
my
love.
home to yours, Phil. Thank you for being a human. And then Stephen Assey also said great work. Never seen you before, and now you have another sub and an even better a new fan. So yeah, Stephen Assey, he's huge in the herd chat here. Longtime listener. Thank you, Steve, once again for joining the show. Yeah, Narissa, CFL fans are a community that, regardless of allegiance, we are one. And yes, and then
That's so
especially with the NFL right around the corner, and the fact that we could all be choosing NFL over CFL. And I mean, I'm a why not both kind of guy. You know, you can have both, but so many people frown upon the CFL that CFL fans always feel like they're backed into a corner. I would say that that's a very good way to put it. Whenever you talk about the CFL, yeah, if an outsider talks about the CFL, somebody that does not care about the
it's not
CFL, or
as
somebody
well
that's
known.
negative about the
Yeah.
CFL, you're immediately like, "Whoa, CFL's a good brand." Like, "Whoa, 3 down's great." Like, "Whoa, stop it. Hey, CFL's not that bad. Have you been to a game?" Like, you know, you go through the whole list. But
You ain't. And the thing is, man, when people do that, then, and I've mentioned it before, but I'm gonna say it the best way I can without getting y'all sponsors pulled. Fuck them. Because you can't sit there and NFL. I've spent more time focused on the CFL and everything that I've probably only watched. I love watching the Seahawks all day. I watch football, all different kinds. I've only watched maybe a few games this season because
nice.
I've enjoyed the CFL so much, and it's consumed me. I love it. I love. There's a difference. Just appreciate it because it's football. Love the shit, man. You can love both. You ain't gotta be that tribalist bullshit that people talk about with the NFL and like, oh, the NFL is everything. Look, there's a world outside of America. Shut the hell up.
Grow up.
Yeah. Ludicrous Fox up here. Yes, we are. I'm glad to be a part of it, talking about the community, the allegiance. And then Mischievous Wolf is in there as well. I couldn't do it. Hats off to all the content creators. You can do it. You never say couldn't, but Mischievous Wolf, thank you. And then I'm a fan of CFL fans. Thank you, Phil. Next time you're in Edmonton, bring your heathen kiddo, and he can play with mine. Look at that. You have another heathen child.
No. We're gonna end the show on this note. I have a funny story for you before we go about my heathen son. Okay. You ready? And we're gonna get a powder out for this. This is how heathenish my son is. Okay. So when I decided to go on tour, he was like, "Oh, Dad, I want to go." I was like, "Okay, I'll take you to the Grey Cup." Okay. He asked me, "Where's Canada?" I said, "It's above us." You mean in the sky? He said, "You mean in the sky?" And I was like, "No, fool.
Oh.
Look on your phone and you'll see where Hamilton, Ontario is." And so he looked at it and he was like, "It's gonna be cold." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be really cold." And he was like, "I want to get a fur coat." And I'm like, "For what?" He's like, "Because that'll be cool. It's gonna be cold. I want to be warm." I was like, "Okay, that ain't happening, right?" The next day, I get a phone call from my mother. This is verbatim what she said. "Philip, Why would you not want to give my baby a fur coat? You are selfish. You know, you used to want a fur coat when you were his age. And what did I do? I got you a fur coat. What do you
Oh,
have to say for yourself? I'm at work. I'm sitting in a meeting with my bosses on Facebook Messenger video.
Oh,
Everybody hears what she said. My boss looked at me and she says, you should get your son that fur coat.
oh no.
So then
uh,
maybe like 45 minutes later, my mama calls me and she says, I'm gonna get this boy a fur coat so he can wear it to the blue cup. It's gray cup. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Fine.
I
So
love
when we go to Grey Cup, he will have his fur coat.
it. Fantastic.
And I am not prepared for the absolute arrogance of my child.
As he wears his fur coat.
And he wants some pit vipers. He wants some pit vipers.
Of
And
course.
he's talking about, he said, Dad, it's only $100. I said, I've had pit vipers, Jared. They're expensive. He's like, well, you got it. He always says, I got it. Like,
as if you didn't earn it. You didn't earn it and work hard for it, right?
Right. Like, and I'm like, he said, well, you're making, I think it was a day, he said, well, you're making YouTube money now, Dad. YouTubers, you know, you get a Lambo. You got who? I don't even like going over 60 miles an hour when I'm driving. What are you talking about? Well, we got it. We good, Dad. We gonna make it.
We good.
We have a saying at home. It's like, we getting out the hood with this one. He woke up one morning and said, we getting out the hood, Dad. You hit 1K. If you don't get your ass up, I'm gonna make yourself a peanut butter and honey sandwich and shut the hell up.
Oh my goodness.
We out of here, y'all. Let's get out of here.
That's so good. Okay, the last comment that we're gonna bring up, Ludicrous Hugs, Blue Cup predictions. That's it. That's the last one. We're not doing the predictions.
No, not even.
Nope.
Not
We
even.
gotta go. We got things to
We
do.
gotta go.
Narissa, if you hear this, follow me on Twitter. I will send you a picture of my heathen child. Now, mind you, he looks just like me. Thank God. That's what the DNA test said. And but I promise you, you will see the picture of my son.
Wearing the fur
He is a
coat.
scary human being because he has that shitty ass smile on his face.
And
This is the smile. This is the smile. I'm gonna take off my glasses and I'm gonna show you.
let's see it. It's the head back and slightly tilt. Yeah,
It's the little tilt to the back. And it's just what's up, Dad? What's up, Dad?
Oh,
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Oh.
Thank
Coach
you
Phil.
for having me. This is
That was
crazy.
fantastic.
This is crazy. We are at 1 hour and 45 minutes, man.
man.
This
it feels like we could keep talking. I think for our
Our sake.
viewers and our listeners and everybody else, 145 is probably a great time to
145. Let's get the hell up out of here.
let's do it.
Thank you so much once again.
Yeah, thank you so much to Phil. Thank you so much to everybody that blew up the herd chat tonight. Great herd chat tonight. It was bussin'. And then huge thanks to everybody that's listening on Edmonton Sports Talk Friday night, 8 p.m. And thank you so much to everybody that watched live tonight. My name is Scout, aka the rep from Section X.
And I'm Catherine, aka Demon Elks.
And that is CoachPhil at CoachPhil Reacts. Not
Oh,
two
man.
C's, it's CT.
Mm-mm. You know what? Since y'all got so fancy little titles to y'all names, shoot, I need a name for myself. Coach Phil is cool, but I need a little tag right there. You know, something to you know, weather the waters a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I need something like that. You know, something like
style, something like that. You know.
You know, I could just look. I could look at you and just be like,
Oh.
I ain't gotta say much. I ain't got. Hey. I ain't gotta say. If you see me at Grey Cup and you see me at one of the parties in all black on my Chuck Norris Walker Texas Ranger, don't ask no questions. Just know.
Oh, that was good.
Hey, you see me, and if I ain't got no glasses on, I got contacts in, and I got 20/20 vision for everybody.
Alrighty.
See it right through it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Elks Herd, and this was the Elks Call. Once again, thank you everybody for joining us tonight, and we hope you have yourself an awesome one.
Have a great night.
Cheers, everybody.
Peace.